Ludicrous feed is proudly sponsored by Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution.
Hey everyone, welcome to today's video where we're going to go through some of the top comments from a couple of my videos where I've discussed the new BYD Shark 6 Ute or pickup truck plug-in hybrid electric vehicle using their DMO technology or dual mode off-road technology. This car has very much been designed as an EV first vehicle, where the car will mostly try to use the electric motor first and foremost, and then the engine will be used as a backup generator for the electric motor as much as possible, unless it's more efficient to do so, such as at high speeds. I've certainly proven that with the C-Line 6 review, which uses pretty much the same technology, DMI or dual mode intelligent as it's known, and check out that video as well to see how that translates in real life. But for the meantime, we're going to discuss the BYD Shark 6. Now, those of you who followed my channel for a long time will know that I'm very much an advocate of battery electric vehicles, and I've resisted reviewing plug-in hybrid electric vehicles for a long time, but I feel like the BYD powertrain is different. They've really wanted to make sure these cars are electric first, with the engine as a backup rather than the other way around in traditional hybrids. So I guess the conflict arises for me, knowing that it's not quite a battery electric vehicle, but clearly the perception out there is that Australia's DC fast charging network is still not up to scratch, particularly if you want to go off the major arterial roads. I know a lot of electric vehicle owners have proven that you can drive around Australia, you can drive many miles with a battery electric vehicle, but unfortunately for mainstream Australia, the perception is still there that you cannot drive off the major arterial roads in a battery electric vehicle. So until such time that our DC fast charging network catches up with our petrol stations in terms of their reliability and availability, then I guess there is a place for a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle where you can use the electric motor and powertrain for most of your daily driving, particularly in urban settings, and then there is the option of a backup with the engine acting as a generator for longer drives, particularly where DC fast chargers are more scarce. Okay, so that's my current stance on plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. You know, I'm still very much battery electric vehicles first, but I'll accept that there is a place for plug-in hybrids for the time being for mainstream Australia to experience what it's like to live with a plug-in vehicle until such time that the charging infrastructure catches up to give the confidence for the average Australian to go for a long drive in a battery electric vehicle. All right, well, that's enough from me for now. Let's go through some of the comments on what you guys think about the BYD Shark 6 plug-in hybrid ute. Okay, so what I categorize as a top comment is basically those comments that have received the most number of likes from other viewers. Okay, so this comment has had 35 likes from Alf699. I ordered mine last night. By the time I added quite a few options, it ended up considerably more, but would still be above a Ranger fitted out to the same level. So it looks like the Ford Ranger and the Ford Ranger plug-in hybrid, which hasn't been announced yet in terms of pricing, will be the main competitor for the BYD Shark 6 ute. This is from iCollege. Ordered last night, already getting scoffs from the never electric folk, but excited to get rid of my 80 series Land Cruiser, which is well beyond its relevant state. So there's another competitor there that a plug-in hybrid Shark 6 could replace. Did you have any videos on charging costs from charge points compared to homes, charging speed, adapting smart meters, etc.? There's a whole lot I need to learn in that respect. Also, what charging units have an integrated meter to allow for novated lease reimbursements, etc. So a lot of issues there that this viewer has brought up. So certainly charging is now a new topic for new plug-in owners to learn about, and also with regards to smart meters and novated leasing too. So I've certainly released those kind of videos in the past in my channel, so make sure you check out those videos too to learn more about charging, smart meters, solar panels, and novated leasing as well. Okay, this one's from Tim Thompson. Hi Tom, I sold my Model Y Performance to buy this Shark 6. It puts other utes to shame, especially the Ford Ranger Raptor for $100,000. With minimal tech, it's such a rip-off for the price. So from my understanding, the Ford Ranger Raptor is potentially on a different class to vehicles like the Ford Ranger and also the BYD Shark 6. Different fit for purpose. Interesting that Tim has sold his Model Y Performance to buy a ute. So there you go. Anyone else out there who's done the same, to sell their battery electric vehicle to buy a plug-in hybrid EV. Interesting. Okay, so this is from Zimmerly3549. China is the world's largest car market, with production and sales in 2023 accounting for more than 1/3 of the world's car sales, roughly equal to the combined sales of the USA, EU, and Japan. According to the feedback of many Chinese users, BYD's plug-in hybrid uses DM technology. That's correct. It's very reliable. So this model has been the most sold model in recent years. So yeah, I've had a chance to test out the BYD C-Line 6, so check out that video. I can't speak about reliability just yet because BYD is still a relatively new brand here in Australia, but certainly seeing content from China. The 3 platform certainly has been around for a few years. I'm certainly driving a 3 platform now, which is the BYD Seal, and so far so good in my first year of ownership. So time will tell with regards to reliability from these Chinese brands. From Hen Van 8737, 2,500 tons, I think that's kilograms of towing capacity is not bad, considering the Hilux for a long time was only 2.2 tons. So I feel that, I don't tow at all, I've got to say, to be honest with you, but I feel that 2.5 tons might be enough for most people, and that's the capacity, certainly the rated capacity for the BYD Shark 6. Whereas the Ford Ranger towing capacity, its closest competitor is 3.5 tons. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see whether that's a deal breaker for many people. This is from user Michael Smith. At the moment, this is the most affordable car to tow my caravan for holiday trips. I only need 2.5 tons, that is fine. 90 to 100 kilometers is fine to cover all day-to-day EV range to only fill up the car with petrol for caravan trips. So I think 90 to 100 kilometers is actually genuine. I've certainly tested that in BYD C-Line 6 plug-in, and I could get about 90 kilometers from 100% all the way down to 15%. And that's the floor in terms of the battery state of charge for the DM technology. From Scotty AU, looks decent, but I think a lot of people will watch from the sidelines till this has some runs on the board first, meaning that a lot of people will wait to see what the reliability is, how it actually performs in the real world, until they pull the trigger, so to speak, on a car like this. So yeah, I'll try to do some testing on the BYD Shark 6, and just to make sure it can actually provide up to that 90 kilometer range for day-to-day driving, like the C-Line 6. One more from Alexander, says, game over, BYD here. And finally from Moto Guzzi Moto, this Shark 6 makes sense as a ute if you don't do heavy towing, which I think a lot of people probably won't do. I have a boat and a camper, each under 1,200 kilograms, so this vehicle would have no trouble with these, and I like the V2L feature, which is the vehicle to load feature. There are actually 3 standard 2 kilowatt plugs in the back of the ute in the tray, up to a total of 6 kilowatts at once for outback camping. I cannot see why anyone would want the inconvenience of a battery EV ute when the Shark 6 is available. Expect the sales of BEV utes in Australia to be underwhelming for the foreseeable future. So I guess I'm interested in seeing these BEV utes in Australia for those people who may not do a lot of towing but want the convenience of a ute in the cities. So there's certainly some on the horizon in terms of full electric vehicle utes. Utes like the LDV e-Terra 9, the Geely Radar, and hopefully BYD will release something like the Shark 7, which is all speculation, but that'll be great to see a full electric version of the Shark 6. And finally, just to round out this video, a few more comments from my BYD Shark 6 test drive in China. Those of you who follow my channel will know that I was in China as a guest of BYD a couple of months ago, and these are the comments from that video. So Hermes Literature says, BYD Shark is truly impressive, but the massive buffet in the hotel is even more impressive. Yeah, it was great hospitality from our hosts in China. Lilth501 says the infrastructure and technology on display from China is astounding. Yep, I agree. It certainly was mind-blowing when I was there. Great to see all the EVs in China as well. And finally, last comment from Passby 8070. The Shark might well be our next car. It's got everything, luxury interior, plenty of carrying space and capacity for camping, a 30 kilowatt hour battery, pretty close to, for 95% of driving scenarios, and V2L to power equipment and camping appliances. This is a great sign for things to come. So there you go. They are the comments from my couple of videos for the BYD Shark 6. I would say overwhelmingly positive. A lot of people are interested in this product and also in the plug-in DM technology that BYD have released. If you scroll through some of the comments, you'll see that there are a few comments there from people that aren't keen on plug-in. They see that it's actually the worst of both worlds, whereas the BEV is the way to go. Again, I'm still a bit conflicted. I feel that there is a place for plug-ins. For those who are still curious about electric vehicles but don't want to take the full plunge just yet, I'm just curious to see how this will translate in the next few years, whether Australia actually just stalls in terms of BEV sales and also entertains the plug-in hybrid movement at the same time. So we've got these 2 parallel streams, or whether people will realize after a while, hey, you know what, I can actually live on an electric powertrain. I'm going to buy a BEV for my next car once the infrastructure improves. So there you go, 2 different streams of philosophy. I don't know where Australia's going to go. I don't have a crystal ball, but it'll be very interesting to see moving forward. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you to everyone again who's commented on my videos. It's great to see them, and I read every single one of them. So keep those comments coming, keep the engagement coming, and I'll provide more content for you guys on the channel. Until next time, happy charging.